Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about OET reading part C. Let's begin. OET reading part C, you get total 45 minutes total. You get total 45 minutes for part B and part C. This is very important. For the part B and part C, you get total 45 minutes. Here you have to utilize minimum 2 minutes for each questions. And you get total 2 long text, and each text contain 8 questions, and total you get total 16 questions. You have to answer total 16 questions. You get total 16 questions and 8 question in one test, and 1 mark for each work. Here, mostly OET reading part C, you get mostly writer's attitude and opinion type of questions. Here, you get writer's attitude and opinion type of questions. How to do the test? First, you get the booklet, okay? Reading part C. You have to read the question first. You have to read the question and understand the meaning. Then you have to underline the keywords in the questions and the options. There are 4 options. You have to underline the keywords. Maybe this will be the answer. You have to underline. You have to underline each keywords in the question and the options. Then you have to read the paragraph. Mostly the questions will be in sequence. The first question in the first paragraph, the second question in the second question, maybe in the second paragraph. Read the paragraph and look for the links to the question. Read the paragraph and you have to connect the question with the paragraph and you will get the correct answer. Okay. So there are so many distractions. So beware of distractions. So now I'm going to do the text. Okay. Text 1. You get, I already told you, you get 2 texts. This is the text number 1. This is the text number 2. Ultimates from a new angle. The first number text is conjunctive group therapy, a case study of an adult type 1 diabetes mellitus. Okay, this is the one article is about the conjunctive group therapy. So we have to read the titles. So from the while reading the title, we can easily understand what the paragraph is saying. Okay, you get some idea. So what you have to do, you have to come to the question number 1. In the first paragraph, you have to underline where we get the answer in the first paragraph. What aspect of diabetes type 1 is highlighted? This is the keyword. What is about highlighted about type 1 diabetes? The demand in treatment. Is it highlighted about the demand in treatment? Or the extent of the problems. Second, what is extent of the problems? You have to tile it. The degree of disruption to patients' lives. Okay, you have to underline these keywords. The severity of medical complications. So just you have to underline the keywords. Keep the question in mind. What is the question? Type 1 diabetes is highlighted. What is highlighted? In the first paragraph, what is the writer? What it is highlighted? Okay. So we have to read the paragraph. Diabetes, type 1 diabetes mellitus is a chronic condition and a significant public health problem. Whenever you read the paragraph, try to understand and read the paragraph. Don't read simply, and read and understand. Complications are responsible for high morbidity and in many cases premature mortality. If there is any complications are responsible for morbidity and mortality. Type 1 diabetes has, here it is saying about the type 1 diabetes has an early onset and insulin injection is an integral part of the medical therapy of this country. Type 1 diabetes is an integral part of the treatment is insulin therapy. The onset of type 1 diabetes generates various biological and psychological changes and may force patients to face complicated challenges such as maintaining optimal physical health, managing their condition, and dealing with the possible comorbidities and unpredictable symptoms. As a chronic condition, again it is highlighting, as a chronic condition, type 1 diabetes demands radical changes in lifestyle in order for the patient to achieve effective adjustments. Then we come to the options. So The demand in treatment regime tenders, it highlights any demand in treatment. No, it is not highlighting any demand. Patient that is type 1 diabetes patient may require insulin, patient require insulin therapy. The extent of the problems it causes society, is it saying any extent of the problem in causes society? No, it is not saying anything about the extent of the problems. We can eliminate these two options. So use the elimination technique. Read the option, read the paragraph, keep it in mind, and use the elimination technique and find out the correct answer. What is the degree of disruption it brings to patient life? Yes, saying something about the degree of disruption. Where we got the sentence? It is saying here in the first paragraph it answered diabetes generates various biological and psychological changes and may force patient to face complicated challenges such as maintaining optimal physical health. It is very important. Managing their condition and dealing with possible comorbidities and unpredictable symptoms. As a chronic condition, it demands radical changes in lifestyle in order for the patient to achieve effective. See how we have to understand the paragraph and we have to understand the meaning of the question. We have to understand what the option is asking. So then only you can find out the correct answer in OET reading part C. So reading is very important. You have to read the article, especially medical articles. So you have to read, simply don't read the articles. You have to read and understand. So here, what is the answer here? The degree of, what is the answer here? We eliminated option 1, 2 and 4. So what is the answer? Answer is C. The degree of disruption it brings to patient life. Patient lifestyle will change. If the patient is having type 1 diabetes, totally change their lifestyles. It is highlighting their lives. Okay. Then we come to the second number question. The writer sees. What writer sees? See, attitude, and I already told you. Mainly attitudes, writer's attitude and opinion. But what writer sees, one benefit. What is one benefit to psychosocial approach? We have to find out the, what is the keyword? One benefit to psychosocial approach. What is the benefit? Allowing medical professional to conduct valuable research, focusing on the person as an individual rather than on the condition. It is focusing only on person rather than condition, not focusing condition, only focusing person. Addressing issues shared by many patients with persistent condition, producing the most rapid improvements patient with mental health issues. Okay, so we have to come to the um, paragraph. We have to come to the paragraph. So what is the we have to come to the second paragraph. While patients' individual reference play a significant role in the course of the condition, they will also share several common psychological reaction to type 1 diabetes, such as denial, stress over the diagnosis, prognosis, and treatment of the condition, as well as depression. Consequently, diabetes type 1 treatment requires what has been termed a psychosocial approach. For one, we have to find out one benefit of psychosocial approach combining. What is psychosocial approach? Is combining medical monitoring and regimen means treatment and compliance on the hand, and the psychological intervention on the other hand. Medical treatment and psychology intervention. Group therapy for patients with physical illness is based on this. This model is based on group therapy session, and has been widely used in applied clinical research and practice. It has been used both for its effectiveness as a therapeutic approach and also because as a process it enables simultaneous treatment of a large number of patients. Numerous studies have found group therapy to be an effective treatment for chronic conditions in general and more specifically for type 1 diabetes. What is the one benefit? We have to find out one benefit of this psychosocial approach. Allowing medical professional to conduct valuable research. Is it allowing any medical professional to conduct valuable research? No, it is not saying anything about option number 1. So we can strike out and we can eliminate this option. Focusing on the person as an individual rather than on the condition. No, it is focusing on the person as an individual. No, it is a group therapy session. Okay, group therapy session, assessing and analyzing, and we are doing the doing further clinical research and analysis. So it is a group therapy session. So we can strike out here also. Addressing issues shared by many patients with persistent conditions. So many patients share the same persistent condition we are addressing here. So what this option is saying? Is saying anything about addressing issues shared by many patients with persistent condition? So you have to find out. Okay. Group therapy for patients with physical illness based on this model and has been widely used in applied clinical research and practice. It has been used both for its effectiveness as a therapeutic approach and also because as a process it enables simultaneous treatment for a large number of patients. So it is what it is saying. Treatment required what has been termed biopsychosocial approach is a combining medical monitoring and regimen of the patient and psychological intervention. It's a type of group therapy session. So addressing issues shared by many patients, say group therapy session with the persistent condition, same condition. Okay, we can make it query. Okay, something is linking with this answer. Fourth one, producing the most rapid movements in patients with mental health illness. Somewhere we read simultaneous improvements in patients with simultaneous treatment of a large number of patients. Numerous studies have found group therapy to be an effective treatment for chronic condition, general and more specifically in type 1 diabetes. Not saying anything about mental health issues. It is all it is saying it is the treatment regimen for type 1 diabetes. Not saying anything about the mental health illness and issues. So we can strike out this also. Then we come to option number C. The answer is option number C. Then we come to the ninth question. In the third paragraph, we learned that patient code Ella joined the CGT program partially. We have to go to third paragraph. What we learned that patient called Ella joined the group therapy session. Why she joined in the group therapy session partially? We have to go to option number third. Sorry, paragraph number third. Ella, she is a 30-year-old diabetic patient who participated in a 2-year continuous group therapy program. While receiving parallel medical treatment for diabetes type 1, therapy was based on the principles of CGT, which involved members, 8 members, including the patient, and used non-guided topics of discussion as its basis. The rule and regulation of the session were based on discretion, confidence, and open expression. Each session lasted 2 hours and group met twice per month. Ella's participation in the group was based both on a referral from her endocrinologist. When if she get referred from endocrinologist or her personal request for a psychotherapeutic intervention. If she requests for any psychotherapy intervention, then she joined. Otherwise, she got referred from her endocrinologist. So, what is the question here? It is asking. We learned that patient got Ella joined CGT program partially because her physician was disappointed with her. No, it is not anything is saying her physician was disappointed with her. No, we can eliminate directly. Second options. She had expressed an interest in having treatment of this kind. Oh, she here also last sentence they are saying something. Okay, and her personal request means she has some interest. Okay, she had expressed interest. We can make it query. Okay, the fourth option, she felt the timing of the sessions. Nothing is saying the timing was inconvenient. Okay, strike out. Her treatment was not addressing her personal needs. So it is not saying anything about this. The treatment was not addressing her personal needs. That nothing is saying about it. Nothing, no, not saying anything about the personal needs and addressing. Okay, so we come to the options. B. She had option number B is the answer. So in the fourth paragraph, the writer says that Ella benefited from CGT by learning to what she benefited from learning CGT. What she benefited, take charge of situations effectively. She can take charge of situations effectively, articulate her feelings in front of. She change articulate means change her feelings in front of others. alter her approach to managing her condition. She changed her approach to managing her condition. Suppress her negative thoughts about diabetes. She suppressed. If there is any negative thoughts about diabetes mellitus, she suppressed. You have to find out what benefits she got from CGT treatment. Okay. Then we come to the options. Sorry, paragraph. Fourth paragraph. Although Ella's participation in the group was voluntary, she initially she displayed strong resistance to the process. Nevertheless, so these are the linking words we have to although we have to understand the meaning. Although nevertheless, as therapy progressed, Ella became actively involved by initiating group discussion and interacting assertively with the group members. Okay. Is there anything saying about first take charge of situation, articulate her feelings in front of others, alter her approach to managing her condition, alter her managing her condition. She identified the role of diabetes type 1 in her life in relation to herself. She identified the role of diabetes in her life in relation to herself and her social environment, and also managed to reflect on the group process effectively. Combined with Ella's natural ability to express herself clearly, all this put her in a very strong position to focus on the issue that had previously impeded her self-care. Okay. See how we are connecting with the options. Take charge of situations effectively. No, it is not saying any take charge of situations effectively. Articulate her feelings in front. No, it is not change her feelings in front of others. Alter her approach to managing her. Yes, she changed. Here, see where we got the answer. Ella became actively involved. Initially, she is not involved actively. Voluntarily, she not actively. Gradually, she actively involved by initiating group discussion and interacting assertively with group members. She identified the role of type 1 diabetes in her life in relation to herself and her social environment, and also managed to reflect on the group process effectively. So, how that's why I'm saying we have to understand the meaning. Alter her approach to managing her condition. We can make it query. Okay. Suppress her negative thoughts about diabetes. No, nothing is suppressed. So, what the answer? The answer is say alter her approach to managing her condition. When she joined in group therapy session, she changed her approach to managing her condition. So that is the answer. So in OET reading parts, you will get this type of question. All this, that, they, we have to find out this. Okay, what it is saying. Referral words. The phrase, all this in the fourth paragraph refers to changes in what it is saying about the all this. We have to find out the meaning of all this. Ella's own personality, as in Ella's behavior in the group, Ella's acceptance of her diabetes, Ella's belief in the aims of progress. We have to find out what it is saying all this. Okay, we have to find out the answer in the fourth paragraph. Go to fourth paragraph. She identified the role of diabetes in her life in relation to herself and her social environment. Also managed to reflect on the group process effectively, combined with Ella's natural ability to express herself clearly. All this means all this put her in a very strong position to focus on the issues that had previously impeded her self-care. What is all this? Ella become actively involved by initiating group discussion. So 1 minute I type out. What is all this? We have to find all this. Ella became actively involved discussion and interacting assertively with group members. She identified the role of diabetes in her life in relation to herself and social environment, and also managed to reflect on the group process effectively, combined with Ella's natural ability to combine these ability also, and her she has some natural ability to express herself clearly. All we are saying, all this put her in a very strong position to focus on her issue that had previously impeded her self-care. So, where is the answer? What is the answer? Ella's own personality, Ella's behavior in the group, Ella's acceptance of her diabetes, Ella's belief in the aims of program, All this. What is all this? Own personality? No. It is not saying about own personality. What should she express? Second one is Ella's behavior in the group. Yes, something she changed her behavior. Okay, that combined together with her, group therapy session and her natural character. Both combine all this like that uh, they uh, uh, they discussed in paragraph. Okay, Ella's acceptance of her diabetes. No, Ella's belief in the MA program? No. What is the answer here? Answer is came Ella's behavior in the group. So it is very somewhat difficult. Okay, you can find it is somewhat difficult to find out the answer. How we got the answer? Once more, I will repeat this type of questions. Here it is talking about Ella's behavior in the group. All this. First, you have to keep it this word in mind. All this. Then come to the paragraph. Read. Although Ella's participation in the group was voluntary, she initially displayed strong resistance to progress. Nevertheless, Ella's therapy progressed. So talking about her behavior, Ella became actively involved. She became actively involved by initiating group discussion. She initiated discussion, interacting session. She identified a role of diabetes in her life in relation to herself and her social environment. Also managed to reflect on the group process effectively. Okay. She managed to reflect on the group process effectively. Combined with Ella's natural ability to express herself clearly. All this means all this behavior. So, what is the answer? All Ella's behavior in the group. All this behavior. Okay. So, it's talking about the behavior in the group. Okay. You got the answer? Then we come to the 12th number. In the fifth paragraph, what does the writer say about Ella's attitude before she started? In the fifth, we have to go to fifth paragraph. What does the writer say about Ella's attitude before she started the CGT? What is the character before the CGT program? We have to find out the answer. Okay. What is the character? What is the character before the CGT? Where we have to go? Where we have to go to? We have to go to fifth paragraph. Fifth paragraph. Ella's expectation of CG treatment had been very low. Initially, it was very low, and she thought that group function would merely be to soothe everyday distress caused by her condition. Okay. She thought that group function would merely be to soothe everyday distress caused by her condition. Moreover, she perceived diabetes as an external factor that affected herself and her life by compromising her health, dreams, actions, and potential in general. In terms of emotional state, La's core feeling were a continuous and generalized stress and anxiety that developed from a constant sense of threat. Ella had great difficulty in achieving a pattern of stable self-care that tended to attribute this inconsistency to external factors such as physician or the regimen, her treatment and the doctors. Um, it is physician and regimen. Additionally, over the years, she had dropped out of variety of activities such as making friends, traveling, and fulfilling academic obligations. Before the intervention, she lived with her parents, felt dependent on them. She had also given up the choice of creating a family of her own, attributing this decision to the unpredictability of diabetes type 1. So, what is the question here it is asking? In the fifth paragraph, what does the writer say about Ella's attitude before she started it? She felt she had been repeatedly let down by family and friends. No, because of her physical condition, she depended on their parents. Okay, so it is not let down by family and friends. So we can eliminate this option. Then we come to the option number B. She was worried that she was developing psycho. No, nothing it is saying. Directly we can eliminate this option. Okay, no. See, she was upset by the prospect of being unable to have any children. So why we are this is the distractor. Okay, here it is saying she had also given up the choice of creating a family of her own. She had also given up. She had also given up, but it is not saying she was upset. She was upset by the prospect of being unable to. She was given up the. But it is not saying anything about it. She was upset by the prospect of being unable to. So then we come to the option number 4. For what 4 is saying, she blamed others for her inability to look after herself on a daily basis. Why? Where we got this answer? We come to here, Ella had clear difficulty in achieving pattern of stable self-care and tended to attribute this inconsistency to external factors such as physician or the regimen. Additionally, over the years, she had dropped a variety of activities such as meeting friends, traveling, and fulfilling academic obligations. Before the intervention, she lived with her parents and felt dependent on them. So, here is the answer. Third number, in the final paragraph, the writer says that Ella ultimately benefited from CGT. What Bella ultimately benefited from CGT by? Finally, we have to read the final paragraph. Okay. 13. Coming to accept that she could live with her conditions. Second one, gaining insight into other behaviors typical of her conditions, learning to focus on the day-to-day treatment of the condition, becoming aware of the way her condition had impacted on the others. Becoming aware of the way her condition had impacted on the others. In the final paragraph, the writer says Ella ultimately benefited from CGT by that we have to find coming to accept that she could live with her condition, gaining insight into her behavior typical for her condition, learning to focus on the day-to-day treatment of the condition, becoming aware of the way her condition had impacted on the other. What she benefited from CGT that we have to find out. Final paragraph. We have to go to final paragraph. Gradually, as the intervention progressed still further, numerous changes were observed. Okay. First of all, diabetes treatment became more tangible target as Ella realized that the group had taught her new behavior regarding her condition and had helped her address critical questions related to it. The group also offered her a clear picture of her dysfunctional behavior, such as binge eating, which caused to have a negative impact on her diabetes. The previous generalized sense of worry was eliminated, and she engaged in stress management, which also decreased her sense of vulnerability. She gradually recognized her obligations concerning self-care and the amount of control she could have over that. Therefore, she managed to stabilize her behavior in this regard. Furthermore, she regained contact with the lost friends and engaged in new relationships. She began traveling again and continued her studies, which boosted her sense of self-worth. Overall, CGT helped Ella to redefine the role of diabetes in her life, achieve reconciliation with it, and so finally to integrate it into her everyday existence. So, what is the answer here? Sorry. Coming to accept that she could live with her condition, gaining insight into other behaviors typical to her condition. So, coming to accept that she could live with the condition, yes, something is saying about this option, okay? Where we got the answer. See, the group also offered her clear picture of her dysfunctional behavior such as binge eating, which used to have a negative impact on her diabetes. The previous general sense of worry was eliminated, and she engaged in stress management also, which also decreases sense of vulnerability. She gradually recognized her obligation concerning self-care and the amount of control she could have over that. Therefore, she managed to stabilize her behavior in this regard. Furthermore, she regained contact with the lost friends and engaged in new relationships. She began traveling again and continued her studies and boosted her sense of self-worth. Okay. As something is saying, something is linking with this answer. Gaining insight into other behavior typical to her condition. No, it is not saying anything about the option number B. Learning to focus on the day-to-day treatment of the condition. No, learning to focus on her daily activities, not on the treatment of the condition. Okay. Becoming aware of the way her condition had impacted on the other. Becoming, yes, something is saying become aware of the way her condition, but the say ultimate benefit, what is the ultimate benefit what she got? What is the ultimate benefit? Coming to accept. What is the something is saying this, but the ultimate benefit is coming to accept that she could live with her condition. We have to find it the most we have to we have to find out the very important, the most important answer. Okay, uh, not the least one. What is the word that in the final paragraph refer to? What it is refer to? What it is refer to? That Ella's obligation to the group, the stability of the Ella's behavior. What it is saying? A recognition that Ella was vulnerable, Ella's ability to manage her own condition. I hope you understood what is the answer. We did paragraph 13. So, what does the word that in the final paragraph refer to? Ella's obligation to the group, isn't it? Is it saying the stability of the Ella's behavior? Third one, a recognition that Ella was vulnerable for Ella's ability to manage her own condition. What is the answer? And message me, comments me on the comment section, and I will see who all are did the correct answer. What does the word that in the final graph? I will see once more the paragraph. What is the question? I will show you what does the word that in the final paragraph refer to. Okay. What is final paragraph? I will read once more. Gradually, as the intervention progressed, still further, numerous changes were observed. First of all, diabetes treatment became a more tangible target as Ella realized that the group had taught her new behavior regarding her condition and had helped her address critical questions related to it. The group also offered her a clear picture of her dysfunctional behavior, such as binge eating, which used to have a negative impact on her diabetes. The previous generalized sense of worry was eliminated, and she engaged in stress management, which also decreased her sense of vulnerability. She gradually recognized her obligations concerning self care and the amount of control she could have over that. Therefore, she managed to stabilize her behavior in this regard. Furthermore, she regained contact with the lost friends and engaged in new relationships. She began traveling again and continued her studies, which boosted her sense of self-worth. Overall, CGT helped Ella to redefine the role of diabetes in her life, achieving reconciliation with it, and so finally to integrate it into her everyday existence. Then what is the answer? Simply you can find out. What does the word that in the paragraph refer to? Please comment me. Please comment. Okay. Please comment the answer in the comment section. Ella's obligation to the group, the stability of Ella's behavior, a recognition that Ella was vulnerable, Ella's ability to manage her own condition. What is the answer? Please comment me. Today signing off, Sanita.